Taylor Swift down there? She's not a
I'm
Knicks
recording
fan.
it right
Get
now.
out of here, girl.
Oh, we have another embarrassing moment from one of the many pretend analysts at ESPN, Monica McDougal. As you guys know, Mina Kimes is well known as the most valuable pretender at ESPN. When the network was known as the worldwide leader in woke, the diversity deputies demanded that Mina Kimes be given the title of NFL analyst, even though the only time she's put on a helmet is when she is riding her tricycle. Although Mina Kimes isn't necessarily qualified to analyze a league that she has never played or coached in, to her credit, at least Mina Kimes puts in the work. You won't find a compilation of Mina Kimes making too many obvious mistakes. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same about Monica McDougal. You guys remember last summer when Stephen A. Smith invited some doofus comedian on First Take? The dude was the size of an NFL linebacker or one of Lizzo's backup dancers. I think his name was Droopy or Drewski. Either way, he's clearly wearing a Barry Sanders jersey. It could not be more obvious that it's a Barry Sanders jersey. It's Detroit Lions blue with the name Sanders literally written on the front of it. But according to Mo McDougal, who ESPN erroneously classifies as an NBA analyst, Mo McDougal wasn't good enough to play in the WNBA dump. She wasn't good enough to play in a league where the talent is so underwhelming. Angel Reese can shoot 9% from three, and she's considered to be one of the best players in the league. Mo McDougal wasn't good enough to make that league. But somehow, ESPN thinks she is qualified to analyze the real basketball in the NBA. Last summer, The Great Pretender was on First Take when Drewski made his appearance. Within seconds, the segment turned into a flaming ass fire because Monica McDougal has no idea who Barry Sanders is. Watch it for yourself.
So, the jersey, let's get into it, because obviously this ties to one Shador Sanders, who balled out in his first preseason game. I'm sorry, I apologize. Barry Sanders.
Excuse me? You got Barry Sanders confused with Shador Sanders? You got a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, running back in the history of the league, and you got him confused with a fifth-round draft pick that struggles to complete a simple screen pass? You know, Uncle Casey struggles to recognize unknown WNBA players. If you show me a picture of Bob Griner, I don't know if she's a pretend basketball player in the WNBA or the intimidating bouncer at the local tattoo parlor where they're known for tattooing Chad Thundercock on the cheeks of lonely men. But in my defense, everyone struggles to recognize the anonymous faces in the WNBA. You see their faces on the side of a milk carton, and we still forget who they are. Monica McNutt, she doesn't recognize first ballot Hall of Famers. Last night, as the Knicks were getting their ass kicked in the first half, Mo McDougal was calling the game on local radio in New York City. Obviously, ESPN isn't putting Mo on national radio. They're damn sure not putting Mo on national television. She is liable to get Karl Anthony Towns confused with Garfield. I guess Mo and her broadcast partner, I guess they thought they were on a commercial break. Problem is, they weren't. During the break that wasn't, Monica McNutt saw Taylor Swift sitting courtside. "Hey, it's me, Swiftie!" When most lonely middle-aged women are in the presence of the Swiffer, they lose control of their emotions and ask Tay-Tay to sign their mop. But Mo McNutt, she borrowed a line from Shania Twain and said, "That don't impress me much." Watch for yourself.
Is that Taylor Swift down there?
No, I think Gray was just saying her name for no reason to distract me.
No, that's her.
Yeah, but where?
With that long ponytail. Ain't that her in the blue? Yeah, I literally was like, that's her.
I don't know if I believe you.
Wow, look at Tyler go.
It's
You
for
don't
my
even know
wife.
where
It's
you're
for my
looking.
wife.
Yeah, sure. She's not a
I'm
Knicks
recording
fan.
it right
Get
now.
out of here, girl.
Monica McNutt calls games for the Knicks on local radio in New York City, which means she is at every home game in Madison Square Garden. And you mean to tell me she didn't know Taylor Swift was a Knicks fan? I am no defender of Taylor Swift. Matter of fact, I think she is even more detestable than her incredibly annoying husband, Travis Swiffer. Same Travis Swiffer that was displaying his manhood by chugging beers like a college kid a couple of weeks ago, even though he's damn near 40 years old. So I am no defender of the Swiffers, but even I knew Taylor Swift had been attending Knicks games for years. Now, in Mo McDougal's defense, I can somewhat understand how this can be confusing. A couple weeks ago, the Swiffers were sitting courtside in Cleveland cheering for the Cleveland Quitters as the Knicks were bruising their caboose. Over the years, Taylor Swift has been seen wearing a Miami Heat jersey, Lakers jersey. Hell, she's worn damn near every jersey in the NBA. But that's what women do. If you see a dude in a Lakers jersey, it means he's a Lakers fan. You see a woman in a WWE Thunder jersey, it means that the jersey matched the rest of her outfit. Luckily, though, for Mo McDougal, her latest embarrassing moment, it was overshadowed by what happened on the court last night. Now, if this were the WNBA, Mo would be in deep shit. As you guys know, nothing that happens on the court in the WNBA dump overshadows the drama off the court, mainly because what happens on the court is an absolute eyesore. But what we saw last night in Game 4 of the NBA Finals, more than likely, we will never see that again. I have been watching the NBA for over 30 years. I have seen a lot of collapses, a lot of blown leads, but I have never seen a collapse that comes anywhere close to the Spurs collapse last night. At one point, Spurs had a 29-point lead. They could not miss in the first half. They were shooting 60-70% from three. Towards the end of the second quarter, I think they were 11 of 16 from three. If you know anything about basketball, then you know that is not sustainable over 4 quarters. But you ride the hot streak while you can. You build an insurmountable lead on the road, take the crowd out of the game, and you eventually take a knee in the second half to run out the clock. Get the ball to Wemby in the paint, let him dominate. Problem is, Spurs didn't do that. Uncle KC De'Aaron Fox was atrocious. He's supposed to be the veteran. He's supposed to be the leader, but he was playing like a rookie. Yeah, De'Aaron Fox is technically the veteran, but that does not mean he's experienced. This dude spent most of his career with the Sacramento Queens. If it weren't for the New Orleans Pelicans, the Queens would be arguably the worst franchise in the league. 9 years in the NBA. De'Aaron Fox has played in 7 playoff games before this season. He has never made it past the first round. So he is just as inexperienced as the rest of this young Spurs roster. But that still does not excuse what happened in the final seconds of the fourth quarter last night. Check it out for yourself. All he had to do was dribble the ball out and get fouled. You have a 1-point lead. De'Aaron Fox is a good free throw shooter. But instead, he tries some doofus layup gets blocked. This is the second game in this series where the Spurs' inexperience has cost them the game. And now the series is over. Cavs, a veteran team, they gave up a 22-point lead in the span of about 6 minutes in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cleveland Quitters never recovered. I don't think the Spurs are getting back on a plane to New York City. I expect this series to be over on Saturday. Thing is, and this is nothing against Mitch Johnson, but if the Spurs had Greg Popovich, they are winning this series. If they had Jose Alvarado, they win this series. Fans of the Knicks, they are just now figuring out what New Orleans has known all along. Jose Alvarado is a game changer. What he provides, his impact, it doesn't show up on the stat sheet, which is more proof that stats are meaningless. Even though his stats don't show it, Jose Alvarado is an impact player. Last night, he had 8 points. I think he had 3 assists in 16 minutes. But 5 of those 8 points changed the game. In the second half, Mike Brown decided to pair Jose Alvarado with Jalen Brunson. To my knowledge, it's the first time they have shared the court all season. Think about Jose. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter how bad you're getting your ass kicked. This dude comes in the game and he elevates the energy of the entire team. Jose Alvarado is the smallest player on the court. He might be the smallest player in the league, but he plays like he's King Kong. He is damn near tackling Wemby. He's guarding Wemby one-on-one in the paint. His energy is infectious. When you see the smallest dude on your team going one-on-one with the tallest player in the league, it ignites the team. It's inspiring. I'm happy for Jose Alvarado. He was undrafted. He was told he was too small to play in the NBA. He sat on the bench in New Orleans for weeks, going back and forth between the NBA and the G League, never really touching the court. But when he was finally given his opportunity, Jose Alvarado was ready. This dude never gives up, and Jose Alvarado deserves, he has earned the championship that he is about to win. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.